Hello and welcome to this match preview for Southampton's trip away to Huddersfield Town. Now, we're just going to kick it off straight at it. How are they looking? Well, we are looking pretty decent. 3 wins in a row, currently sitting 4th, unbeaten in like 8. I can never remember, it's like 7 or 8. We've been on a good sort of run, good sort of form. Huddersfield, not so much. 1 win in their last 5, 3 losses in the last 5. Obviously, 3 wins this season, sitting in 21st. Not looking too good for them. Fun fact, we've nearly conceded more than Huddersfield, if you wanted to know that. But yeah, so looking forward into this game. Obviously, after international break, Ross Stewart obviously played like, I can't even remember, like 5 minutes last time out. Obviously, wouldn't expect him to start or anything, but he should be back in a pretty big capacity. I'd say he'd play a much bigger role in this game. Obviously wouldn't start, but maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes, depending on the fitness. Stevens may be in the team. I don't know if he'll be, obviously not starting, but maybe on the bench. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about him being like nearly back, but I thought around this time he should have been fit. So I guess we'll wait and see on that. But other than that, let's just jump straight into it. There's not too much really to talk about, so let's just go into it. I'm just going to jump in to preferred team, because honestly, yeah, there's not much to talk about. We'll just do that. Preferred team, obviously Gavin in goal. He got man of the match for an Ireland game, so where's the Bazunu out haters? Where have they gone? Because he's honestly improving a lot, as you would expect for a young goalkeeper. And with the right manager sort of pushing him on in a system that suits him, you know, possession ball, Bazunu's a ball playing keeper, it suits him. And he's been good. So, you know, where's the haters, as they say? Also the haters for Russell Martin, where are they at? Oh, Russell out, Russell out. See, this is what I mean, right? You got to have patience with these sort of things. I mean, people that thought that, Russell Martin after like 8 games was like not good enough and all this sort of shit. You got to realize that the absolute shift and change from Southampton. I mean, we got fucking relegated with 24 points. Not exactly a great season. We had 3 managers. 2 of them, well, one of them was brain dead. One of them wasn't even a manager. And you're just expecting what? You were expecting him to fly out of the gates, win every game. Oh, it's championship, piss easy. That was a bit ridiculous. And this is what happens when you stand by a manager and let him instill a system. I mean, we didn't have a style of play for fucking 3 years, 2 years. I mean, end of Hasenhutt's era, he tried, but that team was shit. I mean, we all knew it was shit. He did what he could. Unfortunate. Then we hired 2 shit managers. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, this is what happens when you instill the system. I mean, well, what, 8 unbeaten or whatever. And that's what happens when you get the style of play, the players get used to the system, understand the system, everyone starts to learn their role, and then they can flourish, right? So in the fans, just, you know, stay patient always, all right? So now we're seeing, we're not there yet, right? We're not there yet with Russell Martin. We're not there yet with the team. There's still dodgy moments in games. Again, there's been games in that unbeaten run of 8 or whatever where we probably shouldn't have won, probably shouldn't have drawn, got lucky to draw or whatever. So there's definitely moments still where it's a bit shaky, and that's okay. It's just a matter of constantly trying to improve, and we're constantly improving. And obviously after the international break, we'll see if we've improved even more. I'd hope so. But obviously that's to be seen. But let's get back to the lineup. I went on a tangent, as I do. But just waffling as usual. Right back, Kyle Walker-Peters. Don't need to explain that. He's our best player. Centre backs, because I'm assuming Stevens is still out and like fully out, he's not going to start. So we'll go with Bednarak, obviously, and Harwood Ballas, who was on international duty with under-21s. And I saw him training with England first team. Kind of random to do that, but fair enough. Left back, Bree. I think we have to play Bree. I think Manning, again, Manning is better on the ball, better going forward, but at the end of the day, dodgy defensively, and Bree's better defensively. I mean, we all knew that. Bree's not much of a gung-ho, get forward, cross it in, attack type of fullback. Like, if you compare Bree to Walker-Peters, completely different players. Walker-Peters obviously brilliant defensively as well, but if you're comparing just the offensive abilities, I mean, Walker-Peters is a 10 out of 10, and Bree's like a 4, like a 3, you know. Bree is more a defensive player. He's more of a centre-back / fullback, so that allows you to sort of allow Walker Peters to get even further forward if Bree doesn't push forward. It creates, I said before, like the transition in position, like sort of a 3, Bree can slot into that, and then Walker Peters can fuck off to, create some chances. But yeah, so obviously I reckon Bree over Manning. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Manning struggles to get in the team if Bree continues to play as he has. And the new sort of transition we want to do. Midfield-wise, obviously, no-brainer. Downs has to play. Brilliant player. Breaks down the game brilliantly. Has to play. Smallbone next to him has to play. I mean, we don't even really have any other option for that sort of role that he does, which is something in the summer that I was concerned about, that we didn't sign a backup for Smallbone. And I felt when he got injured, it sort of completely disrupted our play. But hopefully he stays fit, and then maybe in January can get a sentiment in just to sort of support him. Obviously, Alcaraz, again, I mean, he is the flair, he is the creativity, he's risky, sometimes does your head in with some of his decisions, but at the end of the day, he's the most creative player in the team. Him and Suleiman are the most creative players, and to win games, especially against a team, Huddersfield are struggling. They're hosting, a team in good form. They're going to be more defensive. They're going to focus on a clean sheet more than scoring a goal. So in these sort of games, that's when you need your creativity. You need someone who just thinks a little bit different, who sees something a little bit different to open up the game. And that's where we've struggled. I mean, Southampton have always struggled with low blocks, playing against them, trying to break them down, because we had like Alanusi receiving the ball, and you're thinking, he ain't going to do shit with that. He ain't going to do anything with that. You had like Sophia Walcott, Nathan Redmond, you're like, they ain't going to do anything with that. With Charlie and Suleiman, it's a little bit different. Obviously, Championship's different. Weaker opposition than the Premier League. That's obviously common knowledge. But still, Suleiman and Alcaraz are our creative players, and in a game where Huddersfield are most likely going to be sitting quite deep, these are the sort of players you need to play to open them up. So obviously, Alcaraz in, as I was saying, Suleiman is going to be in as well. No-brainer again, pure, pacey, direct. I haven't heard... I know he put out a Ghana, right? I think I remember that. I don't know if that's an injury or whatever, so maybe he's out for this game. I'll be honest, when it's international break, I barely go on Twitter for news, because international is the most boring shit I've ever seen. It is just dire football, boring as hell, couldn't care less. And that's most because New Zealand sucks, but that doesn't matter. That's not the point. But right wing, Stuart Armstrong, I don't think there's an option. I think Edozie, as good as he is, as highly as I rate him, he's just Suleimana, but worse. I mean, that's really all he is. He's exactly the same player, but is just not as quick and not as skillful. He's still a great player, but it's difficult to sort of have both of them on the pitch at the same time. And that's why Suleimana is sort of the starter. Edozie comes off the bench to replace him. And then obviously right wing, obviously not going to have Edozie in. Fraser, I could see it. I could see Fraser starting, but I think the balance is better with Stuart Armstrong, because Stuart Armstrong, again, it's similar to a Bree situation where Bree can slot in, Stuart Armstrong can slot into the midfield. Fraser, not so much. He's more of a winger. Stuart Armstrong can sort of do both, can slot into the 10 role, can slot into a centre mid role, and obviously play wide. So I think he sort of allows the another attempt at transition, basically, into the final third. So obviously Armstrong's play, and he's been in good form, so he deserves it. And then obviously up front, Adam Armstrong, the other bastard. Adam Armstrong's obviously going to play. Chathams is fucking off in January. I'm 99% in my brain confirmed that Chathams is definitely leaving in January. Whether that's he's going to sign a contract with someone else, to join next season, or whether he leaves in January to someone. I just don't see the purpose of having him. Clearly he's not either mentally in it, or he just doesn't fit the system, or whatever the reason is. He's not producing the goods, so bin him off. We've got Ross Stewart in, who's can sort of... I mean, from what I've heard, Ross Stewart is basically Chatham's, but better. So, who knows? I guess we'll find out. No doubt he'll come off the bench and play some sort of role against Huddersfield, which could be crucial. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. We've needed a bit of height, especially against a team that's going to sit. Huddersfield are going to sit, right? We're going to have 70% possession or whatever it is. Huddersfield are going to sit. A player like Ross Stewart, who's a bit taller, can be a bit more of an aerial threat. I mean, if you're getting the ball in the width and you're crossing it to Adam Armstrong, 5'7", absolute horribly big man. He's a giant. I mean, we're obviously not going to score, right? So I think Ross Stewart may be crucial in this game, because obviously we struggle with breaking down teams that defensively, focus on their defense more than anything. So it may be crucial for Ross Stewart, but obviously he won't start. Adam Armstrong will start, of course. He's basically the captain at this point with Stevens being injured for so long. But yeah, that's the team. That's the 11. I mean, I'm pretty sure 99% of people would say this is their 11 as well. I don't think it would ever change. I don't think there's any players that are really deserving to break into that 11. As I said before, I want to see more of Amoamao, but obviously they've got a World Cup going on. I don't know how long that goes for, maybe another month, depending on how far they make it. So we definitely won't be seeing any of him or dribbling or anything like that. But it is what it is. I mean, it's a shame we're not seeing more of them, especially considering the start Amoamao had. In the first 5-6 games of the season, he was quite electric. But with Sulemana coming back, he's sort of been pushed back into the reserves, which is a shame. But that's the difficulty of young players these days. They barely get opportunities, and then it's as easy as a player coming out from injury and they're back to the reserves, no matter how well they've played, which is a shame. But it is what it is. But for predictions, I think you obviously have to back Southampton to win this game. We're in form. We're flying at the moment. Huddersfield struggling. We are the favourites. But then again, how many times have we been the favourites playing against a team that's struggling and then played shit? So I'm a little bit, cautious. That's not the word I'm looking for, but it's sort of like that, I guess. Like I'm a bit more like reserved maybe in this prediction, because I don't think it's going to be as easy as, people think. Oh, they'll look 4th place, unbeaten in 8, 3 wins in a row. Oh, playing against 21st away. Oh, they've won 1 in 5. Oh, these guys suck. They should win 5-0. It's not like that simple. I would generally say it's going to be a lot closer game than I think people will think. People may think 3-0, 3-1, 4-1 or whatever. I honestly think it'll be a 2-1. I don't see us getting a clean sheet again. I'm just not confident in this defence to not give up a sitter of a chance, even though more recently we have been a bit more defensively secure, not really giving as many chances away, but still, we still concede. So I will say 2-1 win to Southampton. I honestly think Ross Stewart's going to be absolutely crucial in this game. I think his aerial ability will actually win us the game. That's my prediction. I mean, could be completely wrong. Could be a 7-0 win or loss. Who knows? But that's sort of my prediction. Let me know your predictions, your team selection, who you want to see play, who you think will be the key player. I'm going to say Ross Stewart will be the key player for this game in breaking down the low block of Huddersfield Town. But that's going to be the video. Hope you all enjoyed. I will be doing a watch along, but I'm going to be out of this setup that I have. So it may look a bit shit on the watch along, but it is what it is. You got to make do with what you have, and I have fuck all. So it is what it is. I'll see you boys then. As I said, I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good weekend and whatnot. Hopefully Southampton makes the weekend even better if you've had a shit one. But yeah, I'm just waffling at this point, going another tangent as I do. But yeah, have a good rest of your day.